In times of artificial intelligence, how to create your job starting from the teenage. Hi, I'm Egon Barbosa and this is Fluid Hats, a space to inspire you and make your innovation flow like never before. As you know, part of our mission is to educate for entrepreneurship and innovation. And today you have a fantastic guest, Martin Harris, which is Executive Director of United Lisbon International School, member of prestigious Duke's Education family. United Lisbon is part of something bigger, which is our prestigious Duke's Education family, right? As spoken before. So can you tell us about how is the relationship between the United Lisbon and Duke's? Welcome.
Egon, firstly, thank you very much. A warm welcome to you and your company to United Lisbon. We're looking forward to building this partnership. United Lisbon was the brainchild of Roman and Chitra Stern, who are well known in the business world in Lisbon and around Portugal. And their dream was to set up education from nursery all the way through to the university. And the international school that we're currently sitting in was the first part of that. After a couple of years, the school had grown really, really quickly, and they recognized that they are specialists in a whole load of areas, but education needs experts. And so they formed a very strong partnership with Duke's Education. Duke's started off as a group of schools in London and has grown through the UK into Ireland and now the rest of Europe, some 46 international schools. So it is a really strong body, the most wonderful ethos, which is putting people at the center of its education. It doesn't try to impose certain values in all the different schools. It celebrates the individuality, gives the heads in all of the schools a certain amount of autonomy, but has some wonderful experts on call if we need help. And Duke's sort of, I suppose, operate at a sort of governor level. They give us, as I say, a light touch and peer over my shoulder, but recognize that a school in Lisbon has different needs to a school in London, which has different needs to a school in Prague or Berlin. So it's a fantastic body to belong to.
But before going to the future speaking, I would like to know a little bit better about your career, your journey, how your, since your teenage up to here, how you got here.
Well, I guess like lots of teenage boys, I wanted to be a professional sportsman, so either football or cricket. When reality cuts in and you realize you're not going to be quite as good as you think you are, then I wanted to be an RAF pilot. I discovered that I was too tall to fit into the cockpits, so that sort of took me by surprise, and I drifted into a job in a bank after university. And quickly realized that being pigeonholed and sitting in an office wasn't for me. So a friend of mine had started a sports coaching company for children in the holidays. And he was very short of a couple of coaches, and I helped him out and enjoyed it immensely. And suddenly realized that the children responded to me, and I enjoyed it. And so I went off and got a teaching qualification, and there we are. That's how I ended up in education. And I've been really lucky, and I think this is probably one of the points of this story, is that I've worked with and for some really inspirational people at different stages in my career. Nobody has ever said, you must be a headmaster or you must be a geography teacher or anything like that. What they've done is highlighted where I can improve, where I've got strengths. And I think that's what I enjoy doing with young people today, is in nurturing talent and pointing them in possible directions. But you never force people in.
And how how this helps to build a better society or better economy in the. Could you elaborate a little bit about that?
Of course, I'd be delighted to. Yes. So let me start with Dukes first of all. They are the experts in education. It's not just about how many exams children pass, although we recognise exams are important. It's also about developing the skills that children have. And that is a massively and sometimes forgotten aspect of education in the 21st century. For example, Egon, in looking at the curriculum for the children in my care, we recognise there's a core of subjects, so maths and English and Portuguese and science, which every school does. And I hope that the staff at United Lisbon are experts and do it a little bit better. Yeah. But it's the same in most schools. It's what we do around the outside that's important. And to me, we have some core pillar values at United Lisbon. Firstly, I think being in a school which has 54 different nationalities is already a head start for the children at this school, because they don't see people from different countries. They just see their friends, the people that they sit next to in different subjects, the people that they play with in sport. It's lovely to see children of all nationalities just getting on with each other.
Yeah, and this is, of course, this is more a holistic approach for developing people, right? It's not about developing people specialized in maths or Portuguese or English or whatever, but it's more about preparing kids for life.
Absolutely. And you know, Egon, that is such a key point that sometimes gets forgotten. You know, we tend to judge children, adults, people by maybe the university they went to or the number of exam results they got to. They earned at school. But actually what's far more important is the type of people they are. And to me, the way that the children treat each other, the kindness, the respect, empathy, these are all values that I hold very dear to my heart. And our job as educators, of course, is to help them in that. Sometimes they get it wrong. Yeah. But no, it's the good starting point for entrepreneurs.
This is precisely what joined us here, which is this partnership from Liquid Innovation Co. and United Lisbon International School, which is in the entrepreneurship and innovation thing, right? So venture tracks, which is the starting point of this journey, this year is offered for middle school and in high school as well. So it's part of this preparation for life, because I was here another day, so speaking to the kids audience, asking them, it was kind of more than 100 in the room, so asking them, would you like to work for a big company or run your own business? How many of you would like to work for a company? Just to raise their hands, you know. So most of them would like to be entrepreneurs. So and this is you know, music to our ears, right? Because this is what the future is about. Most of the roles in the future, professions in the future, haven't been invented yet today, right? So this is why people should be prepared to have the spirit and the behavior of entrepreneur for the future. Do you share the same vision?
Definitely. Firstly, I think there's two aspects to this. The first thing is that we really enjoyed our first year partnership with Liquid Innovation. The Venture Tracks program that you have developed was really inspirational. And we did that as an extracurricular. And so that was something that children aged 15, 16, 17 could do after school. And I really enjoyed the Dragon's Den style finale to that. I thought it was really good. It was a really genuinely fabulous and inspiring. But there are so many reasons why entrepreneurship should be embedded in the curriculum. And for this year, we are developing our partnership with Liquid Innovation so that this offering now comes into the curriculum. So from ages 11 to 16, the children will have an opportunity to experience the Venture Tracks program in their curriculum. And can I just say, Egon, I think it's really important that people don't just think of entrepreneurship as making money. We're not here to teach the children to make money. That's not the point of this. The whole point of this, well, there are about 5 different areas that this really creates, that this helps create. Starting with, may I just say, empathy, because I think that there's some collaboration in forming the projects, but also in trying to perceive what society needs. The children are immediately thinking outside the box, and that leads on to creativity. Also problem solving. I think that problem solving is something that we should be teaching more of. So the fact that that is wrapped up in entrepreneurship is already a fantastic skill that the children can develop with you and your team. One of the things I enjoyed more than most last year was seeing the children aged 15 and 16 talking me through a balance sheet. I was sort of, I don't want to say how old I was before I fully understood how a balance sheet worked, but you know, here I am sort of running a multi-million euro school, and you know, I'm only a recent convert to how to read a balance sheet. Your team was already showing young people.
So it's only a matter of provoking these sparks and helping people to get there, and they get there somehow. So. Yep. And it's different from the earlier age. They need to receive more, you know, soft skills, and to realize more the environment and the context, and understand how those things connect to each other. Not the hard skills, but then when you get, you know, you grow older in this teenage period, so you can go more hard. Going hard techniques and so on and so forth. That was the thing that they presented to you, and it was awesome. And the investors as well that we brought here, they were amazed about the quality of the pitches, right?
Right, and one of the things that highlighted to me, and it never even occurred to me until those presentations in the sort of Dragon's Den style presentation, was the absolute importance of communication. Getting an inspiring young people to be able to speak clearly, to communicate clearly, but also to adapt. You know, it's all very well learning a poem or learning a speech, but they were asked questions. So they had to think on their feet. They had to adapt their answers very quickly. They couldn't learn those answers. So they had to know the subject material really well. And that is another life skill that these young people will use in so many different ways.
This is something that helps them to create their own jobs, right? So their dream jobs for the future, and to create new things. You know, in our when we were like teenagers, you know, so we only could be like those regular professionals at that age, right? So we could dream about being an engineer or an educator or a lawyer or whatever. So, but nowadays they can make money, they can create concept, and they can create a lifestyle by skating or whatever they love.
Absolutely, right? Egon, it's a really good point, because you know, no, I'm older than you, so I won't say when we were at school. But when I was at school, I wanted to be an RAF pilot. I wanted to fly faster than anything else. But there was certainly only a limited number of jobs. There was a finite number of jobs, careers that people would move into. And it was quite predictable. You'd go to university after school, you'd then go out into a certain number of jobs. Now, I think it's so exciting. Some people see it as they're slightly frightened by that uncertainty and the breadth of potential. But I think it's really exciting. And one of the most important things that I can do as an educator is prepare children for anything. You know, be prepared for anything, and adaptability is so important.
So coming back to the entrepreneurship thing, and there are some issues in some countries like Portugal and other countries which is a drain of young talents that are going outside the countries and overseas to maybe to a wealthier geographies, wherever. Do you think that entrepreneurship is a way to address this issue for these countries?
Hugely, Egon. I absolutely think on a number of different levels that entrepreneurship is one of the ways that Portugal will help bring back the talent that it definitely. Portugal celebrates entrepreneurship. I've never been to a place quite like it, and that's something that really should be celebrated by the people of Portugal. That they welcome entrepreneurs not only from within but also from outside the country. Interestingly, and I'm not a fantastic economist, but it's interesting how not all of those go on to become huge companies. There are a number, but not all of them do. So there's probably issues somewhere down the line. But there are a lot of entrepreneurs. There is a lot of impressive ideas that are born in Portugal.
And this is what Portugal is about, right? So the new industrialization now is a tech, right? As you mentioned before.
Yeah.
And this is a huge opportunity for practice entrepreneurship within the companies that are coming down here, or also for open up your own business, right?
Right.
And then do you think that the youngsters could dream about their creating their own jobs, starting from the entrepreneurship thing?
Yes, I think one of the things that this generation at school now, one of the exciting things is that most of them will go into jobs that probably you and I can't name at this precise moment. I think that's such an exciting opportunity. But Portugal really celebrates and welcomes tech companies, and that is definitely the future. And interestingly, the location that the school is on, as you well know, on the edge of the Parque de Nações area of Lisbon, this is where a lot of the tech companies are situated in Lisbon. So it's an exciting location to be, and I want the school to be a part of that.
And this is brilliant because being the right environment is key for developing new set of behavior and skills as well. So, Martin, do you think that in this age of tech environment and creating their own jobs and so on and so forth, a strategic pillar of United Lisbon International School is playing a role to society in developing new people for addressing these new issues, and how this entrepreneurship is embedded in the school philosophy?
And entrepreneurship, to me, encapsulates this notion that we are developing skills and experiences in children. And that is what our children need for the future. It's not endless exam results and bits of paper. It's experiences and skills to go on to university and beyond that will set them apart.
Martin, I'd like to thank you so much. So this is really inspiring to me, and I'm sure that for all our audience.
Well, Egon, thank you, and your Liquid Innovation team for forming the partnership. Because I think the Venture Tracks entrepreneurship is going to make the lucky children of United Lisbon stand out in the future. It's one of the ways that they will stand out. So thank you, and thank you for this opportunity to talk about it.
Well, thank you so much, Martin.
Thank you.
Good to see you.